Leo tumewaletea one of the most experienced taxi driver mwenye ukisikiza stories zake you will come to respect the taxi industry. Unaweza mfuata pale TikTok, huwa anamfuatilia sana na hapo ndipo nilimtoa. Anajitanga Cab King na jina yake ni Ernest na atajiintroduce. So Ernest, asante sana kwa kukuja to our channel, and maybe you can start by introducing yourself. Tell us who is Ernest and when you started this taxi driving.
So guys, my name is Ernest, popularly known as Cab King. So hii kazi ya taxi, online taxi nilianzia 2019. So nilianzia 2019, nilikuwa nafanya full time, but it's so funny how I started. Vile nilikuja kuanzia hii kazi, so I graduated from university in 2018. And nilikuwa nimeregister business ya calligraphy. So nilikuwa napata hakuna jobs mingi za calligraphy zenye zinani engage. So nikapata badala ya kukaa home nikingoja like 2-3 weeks nikingoja job ya calligraphy, nikaingia kwa kazi ya online taxi, and so far nimeifanya for this the 5th or 6th year. 2019, this is the 6th year. Yes, nitaingia mwaka 6.
All right. So wewe ni graduate?
Yes, mimi ni graduate.
From which university?
KU.
KU.
Yes.
And you said you graduated in 2018.
2018 December. Yes.
And 2019 you started taxi.
2019 March.
Yes.
Nikaanzia kazi ya taxi ya Uber. Yes.
Do you think you gave yourself enough time to test the job market for the course you started before you jump in here? Because nasikianga taxi na kuanga ni second plan. Vitu zikigongana ndio unakuja huku.
No, for me, I had already made up in my mind that I was not going to be employed at any point. I had already made up my mind. So that's why nikiwa campus, nikiwa university, in the second year I registered a business, hiyo ya calligraphy. But then nikapata haikupick vile nilikuwa na expect hiyo wakati. So hivyo ndivyo sasa nikaingia into online taxi so that ini keep busy before hizi jobs zianze kukame up. So for me, employment was not my target by the time nilikuwa na graduate, but I did actuarial science. Hiyo time kufanya actuarial science KU, you had to start off with BCom, then major in actuarial science. So I did BCom, majored in actuarial science, then nika graduate. Yes.
So you have also studied actuarial science?
Yes.
That's pure mathematics?
That's mathematics, yes.
Do you think that you are letting the actuarial community down by doing this taxi business, which can be done by anyone, even who never stepped in school?
No, not really. Not really. The thing is, do I really have a passion for that? I feel no. Because I initially, hata hiyo actuarial science hiyo nilikuwa nifanye in the university. I'd actually intended to do something different. But then, ile wazazi, they are fascinated with big names, actuarial science, nini, and I had the grades, so that's how I ended up in that course. But nilifanya, but again I look at it from the other perspective. Ilinisaidia some of the decisions I make business wise. Sidhani kama ningeweza kuzimake kama singefanya hiyo the my sub nilifanya.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started taxi driving in 2019?
Yes, 2019.
And to be honest, I really love your attitude when I watch your online videos. And it seems like you are the only taxi driver who is talking positive about the industry. Can you tell us what is your experience so far since 2019 all the way now you are in 2025, close to 6 years?
Yes.
Why is it that you appear to be the only person giving positive stories about the business?
So number one, this business, I always tell people that this business is business like any other. And the attitude you give the business really matters how far you go with it. Because since 2019, things have changed, definitely. The prices za magari zimechange, the rates have changed, the cost of living has also changed. But now you have to work out in a way, you have to change with them. You have to basically align yourself such that it works for you. Na hapo ndipo sasa unapata, if you become frustrated and now you start pushing that frustration towards the business, kidogo uta miss out. Kidogo uta miss out, and that's why now you're finding so many drivers are complaining because watu wengi wakiingia kwa hii biashara they just think ni story tu ya kuwasha up, kupata request, kucomplete na ulipwe pesa yako. But there is so much that you should look at it from a bigger picture, such that it's not only about that. Look at it from this other perspective. How can you make money out of it? Use it as a platform. How can you use it to make more money apart from ile yenye unapata na app na nini na nini? Because you see everybody anaweza fungulia app, as long as uko na app unaweza fungulia upate trips zako ulipwe, but now will that be sustainable? Will that be enough for you? So now that's when you have to think outside the box. And now ukianza kurealize ukianza kuangalia around, you'll realize there are so many opportunities that you can tap into that will give you more income as you still leverage on whatever you're getting from the online taxi industry. Yes.
And maybe to be practical, can you tell us what are those other things that you do as you drive?
Yes.
Because as I hear the stories, every driver that yesterday I interviewed another driver who has been here for now close to 3 years. He told me his first 1 year it was honeymoon. Second year things start to face down. Third year he is now thinking about exiting. And that is, I would say, the story of so many drivers that I've spoken to. And I'm wondering, what is it that holds you together? Umesema kuna vitu mingi mtu anaweza fanya. Tell us what you do.
So number one, I actually mentioned that I am a calligraphy artist. So as a calligraphy artist, over time, since I started the business nikiwa bado university. So over time I have created connections. And so those connections, now they give me money. So wakati siko kwa gari, siendeshi gari, I'm doing calligraphy. Now, that is one of the things. I've also ventured into now other transport industry. There's a time nili launch crane, you know. And you know, things have really, to be true, things have really changed. The cost of living has gone up. So things utapata saa ingine haziko the same vile ziko. But now you have to think outside the box. So for me, I do calligraphy. I've also those your investment ya niko pande ya transport nini. And then last year, I decided now to venture into content creation. And now with content creation, now I'm able now to work with organizations to push products in the market. And that also brings another income on the side. Yes.
So those are 3 things that you are doing in parallel to driving.
Yes.
So if I now I can come to the actual driving hours. Because of course when you are doing those things you are not driving.
I'm not driving,
and maybe your income from taxi driving could go down or something, or your driving hours could go down. So when you are not doing those things, you are on the road, right? So you drive like how many days in a week?
So the number of days depends on how busy I am with other engagements. See, for my other projects, for my calligraphy project, unaweza pata, there are projects yenye unaweza pata inakutake a whole week. That whole week hautaendesha gari. There are other projects unapata inakutake 1 day. So hiyo siku moja utaendesha gari. But when I'm now, before easy projects, because again they don't come on a daily basis. But before they come, unapata, I'm now doing it full time. So now when I'm doing it on a full time basis, my schedule inakuanga very straightforward. I wake up at 5 a.m. Get ready by 6:30 hapo. Nisha kuwa ready na washa up. Nikisha washa up, most likely nitatolewa na request kwa nyumba. So I work all the way mpaka around 7 p.m. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. nakuwa nimerudi kwa nyumba. I think something I always tell drivers ni you study the area you live. That's why I'm saying it's not just a matter of kuwasha up na kuenda online. So there are so many things that you need to look into before the business ianze kukumikia sense. For me, the area I live in, Utawala, people live between 6 to 8 a.m. Ukiamka past 8 a.m., there's a very high possibility utakaa sana bila kupata request. So with that understanding, then you know how to plan when to start working and when to, to finish. So hizo factors kama hizo. However, on Fridays I normally over the weekend I normally make an exemption. Unapata kama ni weekend napata Friday na extend kidogo, naingia job late kidogo, alafu na extend all the way to midnight, you know. Saturday the same thing, and on Sunday I rarely, almost never work on Sunday. Yes.
All right, so when you do that, let's say umeanza job umesema unaanzaga
6 asubuhi.
And you close at what time?
Maybe 8 p.m. Latest 8 p.m.
Yes.
Sipitishangi 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 8 to 8 or 6 to 8.
6 to 8, yes.
On a typical day, how much do you make on a good day and on a bad day?
So it varies. Because I've also come to learn, number one, it's also important to note that I also mostly work with one application. That is Uber. However, again, I have studied over time. I have studied that since magari zianze kuwa mingi, you realize that Uber is nowadays working with an algorithm. I think that's something most drivers don't know. Uber is working with an algorithm. So, and I think most drivers probably don't know, but they've experienced it. But ukiingia Monday, unaweza fanya kazi app inasoma 9,000. On Tuesday, kama jana ilisoma 9,000, on Tuesday be sure that hautafikisha hata 4,000. So that's how the algorithm works, or rather the system is. So then that's where now you now need another application to supplement hiyo siku yenye unajua Uber haitakuwa profitable. But on average that is on a good day utapata 7,000, 8,000. That is ukipata zikiwa back to back. But that is gross. You janini mafuta, that is the gross. What you see, the good thing I love about Uber, and sometimes I normally have issues with the driver wakati wanasema nalipwa na Uber, but I don't. I am just a driver. Wakati Uber inakuandikia 8,000 is money that you can actually see in your wallet, or kama ni kadi umebeba utaiona kwa wallet yako, kama si kwa wallet utaiona kwa M-Pesa. Like it's money that you have. And like working with Bolt inaweza kuonyesha 8,000 but in reality uko na kitu kama 5,000, you know. So that's the main big difference ya Uber na Bolt. So kukuwa na hiyo variation. So on average, let's say 5,000 gross on average. That's morning mpaka jioni. So from hiyo 5,000 mi gari yangu inakunyonga 1,500. By the time unapata I need to refuel, that means nimefanya job, nimetembea zaidi. So but on average for you to make like that 5,000, you'll spend 1,500 on fuel. Yes.
So normally how much do you take home after everything is paid and
after everything
deducted?
Is paid, ukitoa hizo vitu zote 3,000.
3,000.
Because unatoa around 250 ya car wash. Unatoa ya lunch, you know, around 200 shillings. And then kuna tu airtime hapa kule. Right now I'm on bundle ya dere. So initially I used to spend about 100 bob airtime, you know. So take home is around 3,000.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And for the amount of hours you put in and the fatigue that you feel by the time you are going home, do you think that 3,000 is a fair compensation for you to take home? Ama una feel vile unasikianga umechoka, unaumwa hadi na mgongo, you need like to take home 7,000?
No.
As your net.
No. Is it fair? I would say it's fair. However, look at it from this perspective. It's fair based on what? Because if you unaona mtu kama sasa mimi I have a chap car. It's fair for me nikiwa na chap car. When you have a bigger car, it's not fair. You know, the mathematics, the dynamics are totally different. So for a chap car, it's fair. And you realize it's fair because ile wakati utakuwa bila hiyo gari, because I've seen so many drivers complaining, and they say that wakati wana complain is that ile wakati una complain unaacha hiyo kazi. Weka wiki moja bila hiyo kazi. That's when you realize that it's fair. However, that doesn't mean that that's the best that you can do. There's always room for improvement. So that gives you an opportunity think outside the box and make now that 3,000, 5,000, 8,000, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to think now outside the box to make that money make sense to you.